What's up, everybody? It's your boy Q Hicks, and I'm back with another video on the top 15 players in college basketball. If this is your first time watching this series, this is not a best player overall list or who has the most potential, but who is playing the best and has been the most impactful for their team so far this season. If this is your first time on the channel, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's dive into it. At 15, Alonzo Williams. After only averaging 6 points per game during his 2 years at Oklahoma, Williams transferred and has raised his game in every category for the Demon Deacons, leading them to a top 5 standing in the ACC. He has a unique combination of size, burst, and court vision, having 8 games of 7+ assists, showing to be an all-around playmaker. He has even improved his 3-point shooting to 33%, up from 16% a year ago, and has gone from unknown role player to a potential All-American and NBA prospect. At 14, Dickinson. After a slow start to the season, he has really picked up his play and started to live up to the preseason All-American expectations. Dickinson has been known as a big man with soft touch around the rim who can secure the paint defensively, but he has shown that he can score the ball in more ways, whether in the post, the mid-range, and this season he has expanded to the 3-point line, shooting 39% for the year. He is 5th in the Big Ten in scoring and has scored 25+ points in 5 of his last 10 games, solidifying his name as one of the best bigs in the country. At 13, Johnny Juzang. Juzang is a bucket getter. He is 2nd in the Pac-12 in scoring and has picked up right where he left off from UCLA's NCAA tournament run a season ago. He has become more efficient as a shooter from the field and from 3 and continues to get to his spots in a variety of ways. Scoring 23+ points in 5 of his last 9 games, he's putting the Bruins back in position to make a deep run in the tournament. At 12, Benedict Matheran. Matheran has been the best player in the Pac-12 this season. His two-way ability has been exciting to watch and his shots have been falling at a high clip. He has raised his game in the major categories in his sophomore year, upping his points from 10 to 17, and has shown to be a good rebounder, averaging almost 6 a game. Matheran could have gone to the NBA last year, but he has definitely cemented his name in the top 5 to 10 conversation for the upcoming draft. At 11, Drew Timme. Timme was the preseason player of the year coming into the season, and even though his stats have taken a dip from a season ago, he has been just as effective with the gained attention from defenses. He's a crafty, efficient scorer who reminds me of Domantas Sabonis. He has had 8 games of 22+ points with 3 30+ point games mixed in, and he will have to be the catalyst for this Gonzaga team if they want to get back to the national championship. At 10, Trayce Jackson-Davis. Jackson-Davis is a high-level athlete who is able to use his strength and athleticism to punish opposing players in the paint. He either scores, get a putback, or gets fouled. He knows his game. Similar to Timme, his stats have dipped from his sophomore year, but Jackson-Davis has scored 20+ points 8 times this season and is more efficient. But his defense is what separates him from a lot of bigs in college basketball, having 7 games of 4+ blocks, being tied for 1st in the Big Ten in blocks per game with 2.5. At 9, Jabari Smith. Smith is the best player on one of the best teams in the country. There's no one in the country like Smith that has the size and skill sets to hit the shots that he can, making an impressive 40% from 3-point range. He's versatile on both ends of the floor. He can rebound, shoot, handle, and really moves well for his size defensively. He has a really nice face-up and pull-up game, but scouts would like to see him attack the rim more. But he has all the tools to be the #1 pick, and he definitely reminds me of a modern-day Rashard Lewis with more defensive skills. At 8, Jaden Ivey. Ivey is one of the most improved players in the country. He not only has raised his stats in all categories, but he's starting to have big games at the right time, scoring 21+ points in a recent 4-game stretch against Ohio State, Illinois, Michigan, and Minnesota, which is raising his stock even more. Most knew Ivey was going to have a breakout season, but his shot making has been the biggest improvement, upping his 3-point percentage to 40% from 26 a season ago, and you mix that with his explosiveness and two-way ability, and now NBA teams are salivating over him. In a recent mock draft, I've seen him as high as the #2 pick. At 7, Paolo Banchero. Banchero has been as good as advertised, leading the Blue Devils in scoring and rebounding for the season, and scoring in double figures in every single game except for one, and leading the team to the top of the ACC. He can score from all 3 levels, either off the dribble or off the catch, and has really shown off his passing as the season has gone on, seeing more double teams. His defense could stand to improve, but he flashes a good defensive feel while on the perimeter. In my opinion, he is still the #1 pick. He is going to be a 20-10 guy for a long time in the NBA. At 6, Keegan Murray. After only averaging 7 points as a role player last year, Murray has blossomed into a star right in front of our eyes. He has upped his points to 22 while showing off his defensive versatility to guard the 2 through 5 position, averaging 2 blocks a game. Murray is 3rd in the country in scoring, having 8 games of 27 plus points, and he is shooting 37% from the 3 and has really improved his off the dribble game. And with his improved skill set, scouts are now putting his name in the top 10 conversation for the upcoming draft. At 5, Ochai Agbaji. Agbaji has been known as mostly a defender throughout his college career, but has slowly developed into a great individual scorer, having 5 games of 25 plus points this season. He has upped his points from 14 to 19, and his 3-point percentage is at a career best at almost 44%. And with his defense remaining at an all-time high as well, he's become arguably the best two-way player in college basketball, and he's sneaking into lottery pick conversations. At 4, EJ Liddell. Liddell does it all for Ohio State. He is a 3-level scorer shooting the ball at a 39% clip this season, and he's had 5 games of 28 plus points. Liddell moves his feet defensively and plays as a defensive anchor for his Buckeye team, having 5 games of 4 plus blocks at 6'7", and is tied with Jackson-Davis for first in the Big Ten in blocks per game. He has improved his passing and scoring, now being the focal point of the offense, and has flourished in that role. He is one of, if not the most versatile player in college basketball, and he is solidifying himself as a first-round pick and a first-team All-American. At 3, Kofi Cockburn. Cockburn is the most dominant presence in college basketball. When he's healthy, nobody can contain that size and strength at 7 feet 285. He ranks 8th nationally in scoring and 5th in rebounding, being the focal point of the Illini offense. He recently had a 37-point 12-rebound game against Wisconsin, and he has Illinois in first place in the Big Ten, and he has 13 double-doubles in 19 games this season. At 2, Johnny Davis. As a freshman, Davis was a solid bench player for a mediocre Badgers team, but as a sophomore, Davis is the star and the best player of a top 15 team that has greatly surpassed expectations so far this season. He's 3rd in the Big Ten in scoring, having 8 games of 23 plus points, but his dominance in the clutch for this team has been eye-opening. I watched him go up against a top 4 pick and one of the best defensive players in the country in Jaden Ivey, and he gave Ivey headaches all night, and he finished with 37 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists against a top-ranked Purdue team. He has been one of the most entertaining to watch this season, and his all-around game and two-way ability has him flying up draft boards to be in the top 5 to 10 conversation. In my opinion, Davis is the player of the year right now. At 1, Oscar Sheeway. Sheeway was always known for being a beast on the boards when at West Virginia, but he has turned it up a notch since transferring to Kentucky, having 5 20-plus rebound games. He has even expanded his game to the mid-range and has become more patient with his post-game, and the way he runs the floor as a big is second to none. He has great length with his 7'4" wingspan, stepping in the passing lanes and blocking shots, having 3+ steals in 9 games this season. Coming off a 29-point 19-rebound game and leading Kentucky to be the 4th-ranked team in the country, most have Sheeway as the player of the year right now. Before we get out of here, I do want to give off a couple of honorable mentions. First, we have Wendell Moore Jr., who has been playing tremendous as the lead guard for the Blue Devils with his improved skill set. And next, we have Chet Holmgren, who has been anchoring the paint for the Zags with 3.3 blocks per game. And I just want to thank you guys for watching. If you got all the way to the end, I really rock with you. If this is your first time on the channel, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter and let me know what you would like to see next. And we out.